Hi everyone, Mellow Cello Fellow here. It's been a while, so I thought I would do an update on my cello journey with you. So I have there's a lot of things to talk about. I got some notes here, so I'm just going to head right at it now. First of all, some hardware updates. So it's been about 4 months now since I bought my Kalo Bartok, which you can see behind me, my Kalo Bartok cello from Stringworks. So it is settling in still. It was a new cello, so it's got some play-in time that needs to be done on it. So I've had some woof tones on it come and go, which isn't unusual, I think, for a cello, especially with the change in temperature and humidity and that type of thing. I even had two woof tones for a while. But currently I have one normal woof tone. It's around F sharp, something like that. So I've got my 11 gram New Harmony woof eliminator on there. So there you go. Which I'm sure you guys are probably familiar with. I think that works very well. I might be getting a Krentz modulator, which is that fancy magnetic contraption that vibrates inside of a tube. There's a magnet on the outside, in case you've never seen one before. I might be getting one of those if I get a good deal around the holidays. We'll see. They're a little pricey, but they're supposed to be good, and they're supposed to not just eliminate the woof tone, but also clean up the sound of the cello too. Excuse me. So we'll see. I'm very glad I switched to the Kalo Bartok from the Soloist 3. I had a sentimental attachment to the Soloist 3 because it was my first cello that I bought since I started playing again, but I'm glad I did it. And especially since the Soloist 3 was at a point where it was sounding pretty good. After I had replaced the Larson A and D with Versum Soloists, the A was starting to sound pretty good. So it was starting to be a pretty good cello. But I think that the Kalo Bartok is sounding even better at this point, and I'm quite attached to it now. This is so much better of a cello than the Soloist 3, so that I would say that if you can swing the extra money, and it is quite a bit more, but if you can swing the extra money, if at all possible, it is the way to go. It is a better cello, for sure. And let's see, just a couple of weeks ago, I trialed two cello bows. One was Kotobo Marquis GS, which is their top of the line bow from Kotobo, and the other was a John Paul Carrera, which is one level, I think, below their top of the line bow. So they're roughly the same price. A little bit.
Get that. Would you try again?
I'm sorry, Siri is doing its silly thing here. So it's a little bit under $1,600 for each of them, so they're roughly the same price. And I decided to do one last upgrade of my bow to get it more in line with being 20% or about 20% of the cost of the cello. So with that in mind, I was looking at these bows to see if there was an improvement. I was comparing them to my Holstein 3 Pernambuco bow. All three bows weighed about the same, about 80 grams, and I ran them past about a couple of other cellists to see what their opinion was on them as well. My and their opinions were that the Kotobo felt heavier due to the balance of the bow than the other two, and did not sound as good as the other two. So that left the Jean Paul Carrera and my Holstein 3. It was close, but there was a difference, and I liked the feel and the responsiveness and the tone of the Jean Paul better than my Holstein 3. So I returned the Kotobo, and I am now using the Jean Paul as my regular bow. So this is it. You know, you can't really tell on the internet or on a thing like this about a bow, but it's got a nice silver tip, and let's see, probably can't read that, but anyways, it's Jean Paul Carrera, carbon fiber, but it's a good carbon fiber bow. Sounds very much like the Pernambuco bow. So that is the third Kotobo that I've trialed since I've started playing again, and I did not like all three of the Kotobos. So I guess I don't like Kotobo. um, you know, it's a kind of a shame because when you pick up a Kotobo and you work the mechanism to tighten the frog, the screw on the frog, it's so smooth, you know, and you get a feeling that this is really nicely made and all that. But when you go to play it, and that's what really matters, when you go to play with the bow, the sound and the feel of the Jean Pauls are just better, in my opinion, than the Kotobos. So I did try a Jean Paul Avanti, which is a cheaper bow last year, but this Jean Paul Carrera is way better, and it sounds just like a Pernambuco bow to me. So I recommend it. So for non-hardware updates, I continue to take 2 lessons a month per Skype with my teacher. I am in a cello quartet, which is different than the one that I was in last year. This one that one was halted due to COVID-19. This current one we call the Lakeside Cello Quartet, and it's a bunch of colleagues, fellow cellists from the Artut Orchestra. So we're having a good time. We meet on one of the person's deck on the outside, and we wear masks and all that, so it's pretty safe. And we're going to do a recital in December, so I'll try to get a video of that and post here if I can. It's lots of fun. We have a good time. And I played in the COVID Cello Project number 10 video. That was Barber's Adagio for strings, which is so beautiful. It's such a moving piece. I highly recommend listening to it here on YouTube. I'm right in the middle. If you look, there's like 285 cellists or something like that, and I am in the middle. If you look for me, it's like Where's Waldo type thing. Every few months, I play at my church. I do a piano cello duet with the music director there. I'm going to be doing some in the holidays, doing a violin cello duet and a piano cello duet. So I'll try to get copies of those and post them up here when that happens. Let's see, what else is going on? My orchestra, Artut, is not likely to meet again until middle of next year. That's a major bummer. Don't even want to think about that. Makes me depressed. But that's the way it is because of COVID. So anyways, I did sign up to be in a string quartet, which is kind of an offshoot of Artut. And I signed up to be available for a string quartet, and I should hear next couple of days here whether or not I actually will be invited into one or not. I think I will, but we'll see. So cello-wise, it's going well. I'm somewhat pleased with the sounds I'm getting out of my cello and bow combination. Some days are better than others, but I can now actually occasionally entertain myself, which was one of my original goals to be able to do. So it's not so terrible now that I actually enjoy listening to myself sometimes. So that's good. Anyways, thanks for watching, and fellow cellists, keep playing. So thank you.